Well, everyone, I was just back from the food truck and I'll show you what I got for this month. There was a lot of people. We had a record amount of people, but I got tomatoes and blueberries and just a little bit of this and that. So basically what you're going to be seeing now is videos of me this month working on all these tomatoes. So we have a lot of these tomatoes, which we are going to put in the oven, some of them, and roast them in garlic. And the blueberries, I'm going to be making some blueberry jams, all kinds of things like that. I'm going to speed up this camera because it takes me about a good hour to get everything and put them in their bags. And then I will talk to you a little bit more of what we're doing. We are going to preserve lemons for a year. We're going to hydrate cherry tomatoes that were salvaged food. I'm going to show you some heirloom things that I'm working on and just talk to you about my day today. But it's really dark in here, so we are going to go ahead and light some oil lamps. I'm making my videos these days without any artificial lighting, and that is so nice for me, but that means I have to light a lot of oil lamps. So let me get these lit and then we can start our video. All right, so the first thing that's on my list is I got a bushel of lemons. Now in the months of February and March, that is the season of lemons. Now these are salvaged lemons. In other words, I got these for free because they need to get used up. So the store could no longer sell them and they smell amazing. But there's something really strange about these because they're a mixture of a lemon and a lime. The store said that it is a new variety and it's a mixture. So they're part lemon and part lime. So it tastes like both. These are organic and they are washed. And I'm going to show you today how we're going to ferment them that we can have fresh lemons all year round. So it's so simple and easy to do. Let's get this project started first, and then we will work on some of our other projects. I'm going to be using this large glass jar, and we're going to go ahead and put the lemons in the jar. Now I have already gone through these to make sure these were good and sound. In other words, there's no blemishes on them. So we're just going to go ahead and fill this up. Now in theory, this is supposed to last a whole year because we're going to use an old-fashioned brine, and that is what the settlers would have used. Salt was extremely important in the colonial times, and now lemons, it would have been very hard for them to find. But as the colonial times, as the years grew, there was a lot of merchants that were bringing foods from all other countries through the ships, especially here in the eastern part of the United States where I live. It's really neat to hear the history because we were on the eastern side, so we would had a lot of boats bringing things over. All right, so this is our lemons in the jar. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add a very simple brine to this. And we want to make sure that it covers the whole tops of the lemons. So we do not want to have any air on top. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add the salt solution. 4 tablespoons of salt. Now I am using pickling salt. And now we're going to fill this with water, and then we're going to make sure the salt is dissolved, and then we're going to go fill it with this. The recipe is 1 tablespoon of salt to 2 cups of water. I am actually using close to 8 cups of water, so please use your adjustments. 1 tablespoon of salt to 2 cups of water. Make sure your salt is not iodized salt. I recommend you use canning salt. Now, yes, this does take up a lot of room in the refrigerator, but I have 2 of them, so I have an extra refrigerator for all of my other food preps, so that works out fine for me. You can do this on a smaller version. You can do this with just 2 lemons or 4 lemons. It's whatever you prefer, but because I have so many, I'm going to do it this way. All right, I have to do another. Right, so my lemons wanted to float, so I put some round saucers to hold them down. So it's very important that you want to keep them from floating to the top. They all have to be submerged into the water. And now I have some fermentation weights, so now everything is under the water perfectly. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put the lid on this. This needs to sit on the counter for 3 days, and then we'll put it in the refrigerator. And periodically, I will tell you how they do. All right, now let's go ahead and work on something else. I have all of these cherry tomatoes. Now these were salvaged. That means they were still good to eat, but they need to get used up. We're going to go ahead and we're going to dehydrate a whole dehydrator full of them. That can hold quite a bit. Now what I like to do is I like to put seasonings on mine while they dehydrate. So we have an all-purpose seasoning. Oh, it smells absolutely amazing. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to load up the dehydrator, and we're going to keep adding all the rack. All right, for the next 20 minutes, I'm going to be working on taking all of these dehydrated tomatoes off of the dehydrating racks, and then that will be done. I think I did like 15 pounds of cherry tomatoes that came from the food truck. So I'm going to finish this up, and then I can finally put this away. So it took 2 days to dehydrate. These took forever, and I even cut them in half. When you are taking stuff off of their tray, you want to make sure they're all dehydrated. Not just a part of them, but make sure they all are, or they will rot. I need to get some oxygen absorbers to put in here in case there would be a little bit of, some of them that would have a little moisture in them yet. I need to wash these trays. So I'm going to finish this all up. Now this was a lot of tomatoes. But they are good in salad. Now we're gonna go ahead and put some oxygen absorbers in all of them. And that way, in case there would happen to be just a little bit of moisture, that will help take care of it. I do use a lot of oxygen absorbers. I do use a lot of them if I want them for long-term storage. So I am using a lot more than you would need, but I want to make sure that there is no moisture in them. All right, so they are finished, and finally I can put that away, and now we'll work on my meal preps.